All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're tackling something really critical, something that's happening right at the heart of the tech industry, the hidden influence that's shaping the research we all rely on. Now, this is part 4 of a 10-part Explainer series, and we're digging into a really comprehensive report from Virtualization Options LLC. It's called Integrity Under Siege, the Crisis of Vendor-Sponsored Research, and it really pulls back the curtain on this whole issue. So picture this. In boardrooms, just like this one, all over the world, leaders are making these huge, multi-million-dollar decisions. And what are they basing them on? Well, they're leaning on IT research reports that promise expert, totally objective insights to help them navigate the future. But here's the big question. What if the very foundation of those decisions is, well, shaky? What if that objectivity they're counting on just isn't there? Yeah, let's really get into this. Okay, so to really wrap our heads around this, we've got to look at both sides of the coin when it comes to vendor-sponsored research. It really is a classic double-edged sword. So, on the one hand, you have the promise, right? These reports can give you some genuinely valuable insights into tricky emerging tech. But then there's the other side, the peril. And that's the very real risk that you're being misled by information that's been carefully shaped to push a commercial agenda. And that brings us right to the heart of the matter, the real conflict here. It's that moment when money gets involved in the science. This is a really key concept, a structural conflict of interest. And look, this isn't necessarily about people being malicious or having bad intentions. It's about a system that's kind of broken from the start. You've got this fundamental clash between the search for objective truth and, a company's need to get a good result that helps them sell stuff. And believe me, this isn't just some abstract theoretical problem. It has real-world effects. It directly shapes what gets researched, and maybe even more importantly, what doesn't. The research questions that get picked are the ones that line up with marketing goals, and any topics that might be, a little critical of a product, a lot of the time, they just don't get funded. This creates these massive blind spots in what we know. So you might be wondering, what does this influence actually look like? How is the bias literally built into these reports? Let's break down the tactics. Okay, first step, tactic number 1 is a classic, cherry-picking data. It's probably one of the most common tricks in the book. You just highlight all the data points that support the story you want to tell and quietly ignore everything else that doesn't fit. Here's a perfect example. A report might scream a headline like, 88% of businesses hemorrhage IT costs. Wow, right? That language is super alarming, and it's designed to make you feel like you need to buy their solution now. But when you dig in, you see it's based on very selective stats. It's not about giving you a balanced picture, it's about backing up a marketing claim. All right, tactic number 2 is even more powerful, and it's a little sneakier. It all comes down to the contract. Buried deep in all that legal jargon, sponsors can actually write in a ton of control over what the final report says. And just look at some of these common restrictions. We're talking about things like having veto power over the findings, requiring pre-publication approval, the ability to just delay publication forever if they don't like what it says. They can even censor parts or soften the language. It's a way to make sure that any result they don't like gets silenced, and only the story they want to tell ever gets out. And this chart, wow, this really shows you the end result of all that control. You end up with this totally skewed landscape where positive results are everywhere. Meanwhile, the mixed or negative results, which, let's be honest, are often where the real learning happens, they just get buried, or they never even get published in the first place. So it's really important to understand that this isn't just some academic debate, This kind of skewed research has serious, real-world consequences. It kicks off this really dangerous chain reaction. It all starts with flawed input, right? Policymakers are using these sponsored reports to make decisions. That leads to step 2, biased analysis, because the data they're using is incomplete or slanted. And where does that end up? At step 3, poor policy. We get regulations that don't work, or worse, that actually do harm. And the scale of this, it's just staggering, especially when you look at cutting-edge fields like AI. Get this. At the top AI conferences, a whopping 80% of the papers have affiliations with corporate labs. 80%. That just shows you how deeply this influence runs. And it gets even crazier. Within that huge number, the power is concentrated in the hands of just a few players. We're talking about 5 major tech giants who basically control the funding. That gives them an incredible amount of power to shape the entire research agenda for AI. This kind of dominance creates something called a chilling effect. It's this atmosphere where independent researchers who might want to challenge the big companies, well, they hesitate. They might face harassment or find their careers marginalized. It basically discourages critical thinking and silences anyone who might speak out. So when you add all of this up, the conflicts of interest, the cherry picking, the contractual control, that chilling effect, what you get is a massive, growing crisis of credibility. And the fallout from this is huge. There's a serious lack of transparency, which means it's almost impossible to know who or what to trust. This damages the credibility of all tech research, even the good, independent stuff. It just muddies the waters for everyone, and the public is left trying to figure out what's real science and what's just clever marketing. At the end of the day, this undermines the most fundamental principle of science: open inquiry. When research stops being about the pursuit of knowledge and becomes just another marketing tool, the whole system starts to lose its legitimacy. So what's the big takeaway here? It's that we all need to have a healthy dose of skepticism. The next time you see a report that's hyping up some amazing new technology, just pause for a second and ask yourself the most important question of all: who paid for it? Because honestly, asking that one simple question can change everything.